It is us. It's almost good, people.
Welcome back to the podcast. The phone's not straight. That's not good level. That's the word.
We're back on a weekday special episode because Richard, our sponsor for equipment, is kidnapping his own equipment for purposes that must not be disclosed. He's filming
Are not valid.
Sex tape.
The stuff he wants to use it for.
He's doing a podcast, a sex tape podcast. I don't know. But anyway, special
Welcome
edition.
Welcome back. Monday morning. No, Tuesday. What is it? It is Monday morning podcast.
This is how you can tell Louis is a workaholic.
It is Tuesday.
It'll be like Sunday afternoon and he's like, Tuesday morning, guys.
I'm not gonna lie, your boy has been pushing the limits in terms of productivity. I am getting the bill a little bit because I need to chill a bit more. That's what I realized. I don't know, we were talking earlier a little bit. I don't think I had a panic attack, but let's say I was not at ease with myself. And that is not a fun feeling.
Unchilling attack.
Yeah, it was like a lot of stuff happening in my job as well. I just came back from tour, opened for Victor Patrascan.
Cue the generic woo sound, you know.
Yeah, that was amazing. So from that, straight back to work. That was one of the strangest parts of the tour when we did the last show. I left early because I had a flight that same night. So I went straight to the airport and then flew back. So I was back at Ostkreuz at 12.
Man.
And that was a weird feeling because that's when we usually come back from shows, but I played a show in Krakow. I was like,
that's crazy.
That was so trippy.
But that's kind of the life, no? In a lot of ways, it's like you go, you do and I was listening to Greg Fitzsimmons recently because he dropped a new special, which amazing, by the way. And he was talking about how he's the right amount of famous where now I don't even remember if it was him or I think it was Doug Stanhope actually who did this bit where it's like I'm a superstar for one block, like in the one block after my comedy show and for one day.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of a thing of like you are. It's like a Sunday night and you just finished the show and you're back home and then like you're walking and nobody knows who the hell you are.
Yeah, that's a good.
But then you're like, dude, I was just in a theater in Krakow.
Yeah.
In front of 300 people. How many?
No, it was like 100 to 150
nice.
each night.
Boom. That's beautiful.
That was wild, man.
Okay, so you toured with the man himself.
Did the road.
One of the I would say one of the OGs, one of the grandpas of the European comedy scene.
The first road comics, really.
The first road.
Victor, Dragos. And then, I mean, the big guys from the US and UK that toured, but those are the first, like, independent, self-made.
Also, Victor is kind of like a bit of more like an urban myth than a person sometimes. I mean, we both know him pretty well at this point, so not as much. But it is like, yeah, this dude doesn't live anywhere. He just
it's a fact. He doesn't.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. He has such a urban legend vibe.
Yeah. 4 years straight on the road.
4 years on the road, never someplace more than 3 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, man. And I gotta be honest, I completely underestimated the road. Like I really like what it is. Like if you have back-to-back shows, because I have a pretty tight schedule here. So when I just took days off and went to Łódź with it, which is written Lodz.
And it's pronounced Łódź.
Łódź.
This is why Polish people got invaded by the Germans. You guys deserved it.
That was wild.
Like, look, I'm not going to say Hitler was right in general, but he was right in invading you guys. Like, Łódź.
Łódź.
Ludz.
Lodz.
Lodz is Łódź.
Łódź.
Polish people,
I have no judgment.
I have so much judgment.
Thank you for coming to the shows.
Yeah, no, you're probably great audiences, but can you change the spelling of yours?
It was like a trippy L as well. I don't know.
The one with the...
Yeah.
Man, I love those kinds of things.
And that was chill. That was the first night. We were there. That was a Wood is like a maxed out.
Would you rather?
Yeah, that's the
That's the
running
pun?
gag. Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, what'd you say? Please don't flag us for this, YouTube.
What is that?
And they max out on the train station. You arrive in Wood and you're like, God damn, this place rocks. And you leave the train station, you're like, that's where all the money went.
I've realized that's how you feel about. I think you just love train stations because
Well.
you've said this about Leipzig, Dresden, and now Łódź.
But I mean, in Wood, it is really nice. It is quite a nice station.
Would you rather live in the
In the station than in the city, definitely. I would definitely rather live in the station.
man? That's yeah. I think there's something with Europeans and like just classy, important buildings. You know,
I mean,
like,
it makes sense. That's what you see when you come into a city first.
yeah, but it's also I feel like it's a like not really something. It's something that you only make sense because Europeans have older cities. You know, in the U.S., for example, there's a lot of new cities. So in reality, it's like the everyone wants the train station to be nice, and in some of like the older cities, like in New York, whatever it is, but it's more of a thing of like this just has to be functional. Like you want your house to be beautiful, not the central station. You want your
True.
you know, your parks.
For sure.
For example, Berlin, beautiful parks. Hauptbahnhof, like our central station, horrendous.
I mean, it's a bit trippy, no?
It's horrendous.
How so?
I mean, there's like homeless people all around. Like they're surrounding it. It's have you seen like these zombie apocalypse movies where there's like the home base and there's always like that's it. They're at the gates, always at the gates. There's like 4 restaurants which always close at like 11 p.m. or something. And except the McDonald's, and it also is like so deep. It looks
That's the trippy. I think it's like a crazy thing that you have like the S-Bahn on this top floor, and then you can just look down 8 stories onto like more concrete. It's a strange feeling.
yeah, it feels like a hellhole of concrete. Anyway, I don't like it.
Yeah, it's anyways, that was the station.
Okay, so Łódź.
Łódź was the first one. And the crazy, like the most draining thing is just how much time you spend getting to the next city, dealing with people from the Airbnb, getting the keys. Then like you leave every apartment roughly around 11 because that's when checkout is.
Yeah.
You're on the road up until probably like 4 or 5 till you're in the next city. Get the keys, have an hour before the show, do the show, eat, back in apartment.
Do it and repeat.
And it's fun. It's great, but it was also like it's a fun thing to do it as an opener because you have like zero responsibility.
Oh, yeah.
You're just like, where are we going?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You're like your dad's taking you on a trip.
Yeah. Dude, you're just coasting. You're like, all right. Went into the wrong
Can
train.
we stop by McDonald's?
Man, we had some good Polish food.
Woo. Ludwig, we're gonna miss the next train, but I want to stop by McDonald's.
Yeah.
I want a Happy Meal.
Oh my god. Some of the food. Yeah, that's the other thing, man. You're just eating constantly. You realize how much you need to eat all the time because there's no time to cook.
Nutrish.
Just you're not like whatever you're doing here to get in shape. It's gonna be rough to maintain this high quality.
This is one of the reasons why I work out at home, because I feel like 90% of my workout can be done on the road.
Yeah.
Like not the same quality in terms of like there's like I don't assume my Airbnbs are gonna have pull-up bars or things like that, but there are a lot of things that could be done on the road.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of the reasons why I thought it was a good idea. I think I heard Mark Norman talk about it. He just especially before he was doing hotels, he was just like push-ups. There's always somewhere you can do pull-ups, he said as well. I disagree, but
usually they have like an outdoor thing.
yeah, maybe. But I think that's something nice. But yeah, in terms of eating, I think it's such a like you have to be kind of understand nutrition so well if you actually want to have something healthy. Like, but again, I told you the classic, my new classic, the double patty burger and Burgermeister
is still garbage. Like it's good high protein and it's like some carbs, but it's the definition of a good meal. It's the implementation of into a bad meal. It's like, you have carbs, protein, and a little bit of like fiber, but it's all deep fried and oily and not good. Yeah, exactly. So
you are correct, and I don't like it.
man, the road is crazy in the sense that we do that now. Like touring with Victor is like getting a glimpse into what it is like if you play a game at level 20, but you haven't entered.
Oh yeah.
So now he's like, we're talking about like the first years on the road. He's like, brother, I gotta be honest, it's very lonely and a lot of bread and hummus.
Oh, I love that. That used to be my thing, actually.
You're gonna be going back.
Oh yeah,
Bread and the hummus, bruv.
bread and hummus. It's lonely at the top, but it's probably also lonely at the bottom.
Yeah, dude. At least you're lonely in nice restaurants,
Yeah.
man. Oh, we had some great food. Oof.
Okay, what was the great Polish food that you had?
We had I don't know. The Polish food was like a fried chicken, like a very thin chicken, some potatoes and some vegetable like sliced up carrots and an apple salad ish. Amazing. We had it in Warsaw in like the most communist building you've ever seen. It's like the only restaurant there, and you go in and she was like what is English, guys? And Victor was like chicken, and she was like yeah,
Chicken.
we have chicken. And
Typical Victor voice. Chicken.
yeah, and then I was like, actually, please make that too. And yeah, that was amazing, man. Playing for these full rooms, like Victor just like reached the level where he's playing like proper theaters,
Yeah.
and man, it's a different thing. Like a lighting technician and proper seats, and like, can we change the lights to red? And
Beautiful.
wow, it's just wild. And then you go back, like I came back the next day just nonstop straight to my job, and you're like, was this a dream?
Oh,
is this man. And now then you're just like, oh, now I need the kinetic energy to start this myself.
Yeah.
This was not mine. This
No,
was
no,
like
no.
a come along, kid. Let me show you.
You got a peek.
Yeah. And now go out and do it yourself. And you're like,
Oh, that's so much harder.
yeah. You're like, I thought.
It's like when dad was taking you to McDonald's, and now you gotta
Pay
work
yourself.
to pay for it.
Yeah. You're like, this shit is expensive.
Oh man, he had a car. He drove me to McDonald's.
Yeah.
He's paying like insurance for the car,
Yeah.
gas.
That's a luxurious meal.
The doctor after the McDonald's.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and I think it's crazy because when we get on the road at first, I mean, fingers crossed for viral. Share this with your friends.
Please, if all the 5 people show up that listen so far, that's already a show.
Hey, we got like average 20 viewers per episode.
No,
I
we
think.
didn't. No, we don't.
On Spotify, it's more than on,
Okay, thank
on
God.
YouTube. No, on YouTube, it's like 2.
I showed some, like, a friend of mine in the co-working space just took a glimpse at the YouTube, and he was like, do you want some feedback? And I was like, yeah, sure. And he just gave me like 400 feedback things. And then they were all like great, like really good.
Okay,
Because
man.
he's in the space. He was just like, listen, guys, what the fuck's going on with your thumbnails? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he was like, dude, he just told, I got to tell you after the episode, but it was like such an obvious, like, oh, of course you don't do that. Oh, okay.
Hey,
Just like literally we made every mistake in the book.
but this is why we started, because we could make the mistakes.
And true, if we would have never started, he would have never been able to critique. So,
boom.
iteration.
But yeah, unless you guys share this like it's your job, our first tours are gonna be break even, 50 people in the crowd.
50 people in the crowd, brother?
Okay,
I don't know what you...
15.
Yeah, that's more like it.
15 people in the crowd.
From what I heard from other lads, I mean, if you would give it tiers, of course you have like Dragos leading the whole thing.
Savage.
Then Victor. And I think then it's a lot of guys from, just in terms of the English scene, because in the German scene it's a little bit different, because there's a bigger market, and B, a lot of these guys just got kind of famous on Instagram, so they're touring now a couple of years in.
Yeah.
So that's a different thing. And I would say like touring all of Europe. Who in the Berlin scene is doing that at the moment?
No.
Like after Victor?
I mean, Anna, Pat,
Dima,
Tara, but I don't think they're breaking past 50 or 80 people. Correct us in the comments. But I don't think.
This is gonna be the kind of thing where they would shoot us a DM if they would be watching this, but they're not.
Yeah, they're not. But if in any case, I think you guys are killing it. I've heard many good things, but I don't think they're breaking 50 or 80 seaters in each city. And I think that's the biggest thing. And this is also why I think in some ways, the content thing is also necessary.
It's key. There's no way around it.
But anyway, tales from the tour.
You gotta move a little bit back because otherwise.
Tales from the tour, my boy.
We did Łódź, then we went to Poznan, where we played a Nazi bunker, that was an actual official bunker. They turned into a club.
Did you feel uncomfortably at home?
No, that's what Victor closed with. This is like, give it up for Ludwig. Isn't it beautiful that he's now back at the same place, chasing his dreams, where his grandpa chased his dreams?
Where his grandpa chased a bunch of Polish people.
Oh, that was killer.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'll edit the picture in post for everyone listening. Man. If you remember the game Call of Duty Black Ops 1 Zombie.
Oh, yeah.
Cinema of the Dead.
Yeah.
That's how it looked.
Oh, that's creepy.
Dude, it was so scary.
Basically, imagine Hitler's favorite movie theater with zombies, I guess. Oh, my Lord. Okay, but it looks so cool.
Yeah. That's just me.
By the way, this would be the fourth time that we say we're gonna edit something.
We won't. I'll. You know what? Here's what we do. I'll just hold in the camera and I hope you see it. And if you don't, well,
hey,
you know what? Next time, just stay and come here.
We're almost good. We're almost good podcasters, dude.
Yeah, we're almost good editors, but I can't be bothered.
Yeah, but anyway, it's like imagine an abandoned theater or something.
But like no windows. That was a crazy part. Like it's like a real it was an above ground bunker. Like it was like a building, but no windows, and that was a cool venue.
That's good for the show too, in terms of like you don't want windows.
Yeah.
And then
that Gdansk, which is like on the Balkan Sea.
Yeah, Gdansk.
Yeah, and I thought, man, I didn't even tell Victor. I bought like swimming trunks, and I was like, "Are we gonna go to the sea?" And he was like, "Brother, we have -2 hours time," and I was like, "Okay." So we did a show there. That was amazing, beautiful city. From there, Warsaw. No, by the way, Poland, the platforms are just they name them whatever they want. There's platform 1. Platform 2.
Like they name their cities what?
Yeah. And then platform 1 has like the tracks 3 and 8, 7 and 2. It makes no sense. You're just constantly on the wrong one. We took the wrong train because of that. No fun.
Beautiful. Just 1 week after I did it, so nice.
Really?
The bus to Dresden. I think I told you.
Oh yeah, you missed the one. Yeah, we also. Just a nightmare, man.
So you didn't get to go swimmy.
No,
You just had to go straight to the
show. And then after that, Krakow 2 shows. About an average of 3 showers a day. Just because you're so drenched. You get up, shower, you're in the new city, sweaty, shower before the show. After show, sweaty again, shower. It was like Italy, man. We had like 28 degrees.
Any after show or straight to bed because you're exhausted?
Man, Victor is what is it called? A dedicated man. Straight to bed.
Straight to bed.
I mean, not straight to bed. Like, just after post show, wrap up, leave venue, have a great meal, reflect, talk, maybe a walk through the city, then to bed, or just into the room, relax, unwind, which makes sense because that actually is the key component to making use of the next day. Because the 5-hour train, I managed to edit so much stuff. Just because we were well rested and not drunk.
Otherwise,
I drank 0 beers throughout my entire stay in Poland, and that's the only way. Because if I had a little bit of beer, I would have been a little bit hungover. No way I would have worked in the train.
Yeah, I mean, prior number 1 is still the show, right?
And that's exactly what he said. It's like, because people after the show were like, "Oh, you want to come out and drink?" And he was like, "I don't want to be disrespectful, but I got a show tomorrow, and I got to give them a good show as well." So
Yeah.
this is something that I will probably not live up to
Yeah, we will fail.
in my first couple of shows on the road. Also, it's very rare, I think, that we will have back-to-back shows, and probably more like, that's what he said, like start out touring, going through a city and back, where you don't pay rent, you don't have accommodation, just do like a one,
Yeah.
promote a show in Hamburg, come back the next night, same night. So there's no risk. Worst case, ideally you don't pay the venue, so you really just pay.
Yeah. Yeah, we should do Hamburg. I think.
Good city. Great shows. Burning Mike. Good shows.
Shout out. You guys haven't booked me yet. Haha, do it.
You got to reach out.
Yeah, did you reach out?
No.
You got to reach out.
There's someone else reached out though. Because that person wanted to be booked as well and was like, what's the way to go? This is a recurring theme.
No.
This man
It's
has
not.
been hitting us with the spills.
It's not.
I mean, this is a wooden table. If we can zoom in on this, there's just
That wasn't me.
stains
Wasn't me.
on stains.
Shorty told me that. Louis told me that we got me red-handed. Nah. Wasn't me.
Okay. I was
Wasn't
wondering where this was going to be going.
You don't know the song?
Yeah, I do.
How could I forget
This
when...
died, by the way, at this point. No, it's actually still okay.
Okay, I got some things. If
Okay,
you don't
hit
got
me
more,
with it. I
Do you got
think-
more tales from the tour?
Let me just check.
Well, by the way, I want to clarify that we're definitely gonna be irresponsible and go out a couple of times when we're
Oh, for
touring.
sure. And especially like if you have the only one show
Yeah, then it's
and
fun.
you're coming back that night, it's like, yeah, be a little bit hungover.
But it's so funny that it's so different from what they show in the movies. Like it's
I mean, it's also different. Like if you,
tour life.
it's all, it's. I think if you tour with a producer, with a booker,
Yeah, it's
if the
easier.
club does the promotion, you have the experience that I had of an opener. Where in theory, like I think those kind of touring days is where you have a management agent and stuff, where they take care of all the back end, and you just go from gig to gig. And I think it just changed because
'cause
now
you
you can
just-
edit and you promote yourself and you run the ads. Like you're now part of this entire team as well.
And also, you just, at least venue-wise, you just rock up to the stage.
Yeah.
Like you might be there an hour before, like fuck around with the mic check, but you're probably just gonna do you're gonna do mic check. You're not gonna do seating check. And I feel like Victor, for example, really pays attention to the
Oh
details.
man, yeah.
And so I think I that we definitely have more roles at least at the beginning, but it's still like good tour live, hell yeah, 150 people, straight to bed. Straight to bed. We got to do this tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got some
Juice.
juice / news, and basically I was watching one of my conspiracy theory channels, not conspiracy theory, but like one of these channels about like health and microplastics and this kind of stuff, and basically they're talking about how most skincare products have microplastics,
Yeah.
and they recommended this one product which is all natural. And it's like made out of like beef something and some like honey balm or something like that. It's supposed to be all natural. And I was like, okay, that sounds cool. I had been using moisturizer or whatever, didn't really feel too much of a difference. And then I saw that they were like, hey, for the first 500 people, we'll send this for free. And I was like, oh, I'm one of the first 500 people. I got it for free, all great. I tried using it. And I was like, I haven't noticed any difference whatsoever. And then I was thinking back, and I was like, I also haven't noticed any difference with regular moisturizer. Like, you feel it for the first maybe 30 minutes to an hour,
Yeah.
and then you don't feel it, right? And I just want to ask people, because it's like, it's one of those things where I feel like it's mass marketing to the point where just everyone believed it. But I'm like, do you feel the difference
Yeah.
for more than like an hour?
No, because at that point, I think your natural like balance is back. Like for me, I use it when I just come out of the shower, so my skin is dry already, and you blow dry your hair or whatever.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
even drier. So you just do this, so you're back to normal. so your skin doesn't have to like replenish it all by itself. You're kind of just assisting to get back to baseline.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, in the long term, do you feel like you have healthier skin because of it?
No, of course not, because it's no.
Okay.
You do, but it's one of those things where it's like, if you're very healthy, you don't feel
It's not gonna make any difference.
no.
Okay.
No. It like if you feel like if you work out regularly, your new baseline is just you're fit. But if you wouldn't work out regularly, you would decline. Sometimes it's about maintaining a certain level. So I think if you would be like obese and tired, you'd be like, oh, this is not normal. So what is normal? I think that's the thing. Like, if you're a crazy,
I love how you're having to deep dive into philosophy.
no, but it's
justify
like
this.
what is your normal? If you have very dry skin and
my
your skin,
normal
if your
is
skin chips, has that ever happened to you on your
This?
fists? Yeah,
this.
yeah,
Usually, yeah.
exactly. So that's bad. So
Yeah.
now if you use moisturizer and stay well hydrated, and this doesn't happen to you, does it mean you don't feel a difference? No, but you also you don't have a bad experience.
So I guess because my face never had big issues.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm applying moisturizer.
It's just maintaining the good that you already have.
Okay. That's then solid. I'll try it in my hand, see what happens, report back.
You need this not now because it's fine. You need it in the winter when you're in places where the heating is on, so it's very dry. You like most of these things are just assists out of a.
Oh my, this is too complex.
You don't understand.
I'll just keep you. I'll just keep. They're just assists for the warmth, and you don't need it all the time. But you just should put it on every day, because even though you don't need it all the time,
put it on every day, dude. You know what you should put on every day? Sunscreen. Boom.
I am tired of becoming white.
Why do you think I stay so white?
I'm reverting back to the Italian percentage of my heritage. I'm reverting to whiteness, and it's scaring me. I don't
good.
like it. I have like 30 minutes of jokes based on me being beige,
And it's going away.
and it's slowly going away, and it's concerning me deeply. And I'm not comfortable with this. I also feel like it's hiding the fact that I grew up in a third world country. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
it's
did.
becoming less and less believable.
Yeah, and it really does make me uncomfortable.
And people are like, this guy is just a tan German.
Yeah, like I have had a couple of people that were like, Bruno, you're just white. And I'm like, you are being racist right now by calling me white. I don't know.
This is dangerous.
But because, and I was going to tell you like a similar thing that I have with the moisturizer is vitamins. I think some vitamins, when it's like for sleep, they're easy to notice. But like I take multivitamins, and like a friend was asking me like, do you recommend these? And I'm like, honestly, I haven't gotten my blood tested, so I don't know if my levels are good. But I don't really feel that much of a difference when I don't take them.
I need to get mine back. Actually, that's on the to-do list.
But did you when you were taking them, were you like,
No,
you know?
but like the moisturizer thing, I feel like I've gotten sick more often since I stopped taking them.
Boom! It's all about the subtleties.
It's all about the maintaining, bro.
And I
This
got
is the thing. We're already like quite healthy and good. So now the point is, all these supplements just allow us to stay at that level, whereas other people have to like move up on it.
These people be crashing, and we do not crash because we're taking the omega-3, the vitamin D3.
I ran out of these things like 5 months ago.
Get the omega-3.
and let me
Ludwig.
tell you, I think I've gotten more sick because I stopped taking them.
Man, you've gotten some sick jokes.
Omega-3, multivitamin. I'm
And
taking
D3. Get some D3 in the house. And some people say magnesium as well for schlafen.
Yeah, that's in the multivitamin.
Boom. Well, basically, I'm the healthiest human in the planet.
I just watched the episode where you gave us like a 5-minute monologue about like the skincare things, and then we were just like, "Yeah, let's never do that again."
Yeah.
Because it was like you started the whole monologue with "This will be a recurring theme of the podcast," and it ended with, "I don't think it should be a recurring theme." That was no bueno.
I mean, now it was more of a...
Yeah, now it was condensed. Before that, you were retelling the story of the document, and then they did this.
Yeah. Okay. Second topic.
Let's hit us.
Oktoberfest.
You thinking of going?
I'm thinking of going this year. I have a friend who has a a house in München, or well, an apartment,
Yeah.
and he might be lending me his bed, and I don't know. Last time I went, I think we talked about it in one of our unreleased episodes. I don't remember. I'm sure we haven't talked about him in the
fresh ones, I don't think so.
yeah. But I am like, man, you know.
I've been, and I almost died.
Yeah, that's the thing. I had 4 liters of beer each time, but it's more like the party side of it that I really wasn't. Maybe it's just because I don't speak German, and there's the fucking Deutschland and Deutschen people. Like that's some pure
Deep German, yeah.
deep German parties where I'm like, I don't know. I feel like just the fact that you have to stay sitting down to get drinks.
No, you can get on the bench. You just can't get on the table.
What do you mean?
You can stand on the benches.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not sitting down literally. I mean, you have to be on a table to get drinks.
Yeah, that's annoying.
It makes it harder to like mingle and be wild. I feel like that's a little bit of how I'm used to partying, like a lot of walking around and stuff like that. I feel like Oktoberfest, you're gonna meet people at your table or not at all, and it's just about getting trashed.
That's why you gotta get a table.
Yeah, and then do you like, I don't know.
Everybody wants. Sorry. Come on.
Tell me, because I don't know. There's also all this for our listeners outside of Germany or who've never been to Oktoberfest. It's a theme park. Outside of the drinking beer part, there's like roller coaster, not roller coaster, but like theme, like these thingies that are
Ferris
spinning,
wheels and all that stuff.
all that kind of stuff. And so for me, it's like a lot of trash people are there and they puke and it's funny or whatever. But like, is that like what is a German experience of a great party in Oktoberfest? Like, how should I structure it?
I think you're asking the wrong guy. I've been with like my other friends that are not like from Munich. Overall, like how most young people do it is they usually know some people at a table.
Yeah.
So they go there, do a little bit of pregame, and then go to a club.
Ah.
So it's like usually it's just a tourist kind of thing to be there the whole day.
So they club.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because but you can't we were there at 6 a.m. when they opened the gates and we're running to get a table. And we had a table, and that's kind of how you mingle is it's probably you and the lads that have an entire table, which is about worth €1 billion by the time you get to 4 p.m. because it's impossible to get one. So then you can just be like, oh, these girls are with us, and they come to your table.
Boom. Okay.
So that's the way you can do it. But by the time 4 o'clock rolls around, you had about 4 mass, which is like 8 liters of beer. So you're trying very hard not to die. And there's a beautiful thing about this. There's a menthol and sugar. It's called the cocaine, like Wiesen. That's the thing. Oktoberfest cocaine. And everybody just snorts it. And for like 2 minutes, you have like free airways. It's like the kick you get from like airways, like the gum when it's like a strong menthol.
Yeah, I just saw. It's funny because today I saw an ad on Instagram of a dude snorting that, and they had added caffeine, and he was like, "The first energy snort in the world," and I was like, "This is not the first one.
This is the first one you can sell like that.
This is the first one that you guys didn't ban.
Yeah.
But we had one before.
This is yeah.
It was funny as hell because it was a dude like in a full what's the business casual? Full business casual with glasses, and he's like, like health and herbs. It was in German, right? But he was like, oh, the Alpen, Kräuter? Like herbs from the Alps and blah, 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 but all like trying to be very technical. And then he would be like, and I was like, dude, they're just, it's hilarious because it's one of those things where they're like, okay, we can't legalize cocaine even though we all love it. Let's just make cocaine. When I'm saying we all, I mean Germans. I think I'm very explicit that no Peruvian takes cocaine, or very few Peruvians take cocaine. I don't know if I've ever told you the story, but like the first time I found out like that cocaine, how much cocaine costs and a lot of things about cocaine in Peru was because of a German exchange student like that I became friends with. He was like, bro, Bruno, I love your country. The cocaine is so cheap. It's amazing. I was like, I don't know, man. And he was like, dude, it's like €2 a gram. And I was like, I don't know if that's cheap or expensive.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, in Germany, it's like 100 or 80 euros a gram or something like that. I was like, oh, that sounds, yeah, like it's way cheaper.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, I just bought like 30 grams. And then he showed me a picture of it. And I was like, and he was like, I'm taking it to this party. And I was like, please don't take all of it to the party. Because I feel like once you start, you're not going to stop. And yeah.
That is a lethal dose.
Yeah, that's a lot. But the craziest thing is that, yeah, like in Peru, just such a rare thing. It's always like the people that are traveling to Peru that are taking cocaine. But yeah, when I say all of us, I mean, yeah, in Oktoberfest, apparently you guys have been snorting stuff.
Yeah, but it's like just sugar and menthol. But Australians came to our table, and I think they didn't realize that that's what it is. And what they thought is we were just because we just had like, yeah, have some because it's like €5 or something. And they thought we were giving them just real cocaine. And they were like, they were just buying us beers, which is like 15 euros, like a beer.
Yeah.
But it's also like a liter. But they would just keep them coming, like more, like you guys want more, we'll just get more. Come on.
You're so generous.
Yeah. They're like, oh, you guys, can I have a little bit? I'm like, dude, have all of it.
It's €100 a gram according to them.
They thought.
And Australia apparently is the most expensive
400
place.
US, Australian dollars.
Which is like 300 or something.
So much.
Yeah. Whoa. That's wild. That's hilarious. But yeah, I think I'm going on the 28th of September. I also don't think we're booked for anything.
There's certain weekends. Have a look what weekend it is.
I mean, it's the only one where my friend's place is available. So,
yeah, well then, easy money.
I'm more thinking about the, like...
Are you with your friend or are you going alone?
I'm going with my friend. His cousin's a waiter, so that's going to help a lot.
Oh, yeah.
He told me last time. I was talking to him because when he proposed it, like last time I went, we got there at 9 a.m. and we got a table, but in this specific tent, because also, again, for the non...
Which one is it?
For Spaten.
Oof, yeah, good luck.
For the non Bavarians,
there's levels.
Every beer brand in Bavaria has their own tent, and they play their own music, their own band, their own rules, their own beer. And the Spaten tent, we found out later that every single table is reserved after 4. Like, even the ones on the floor, not second floor, whatever.
Yeah.
So the thing is, we got there at 10. We got our table. We got drunk. We ate. We were having a great time. Then the band arrives at 3. And then they tell us, by the way, at 4, you got to leave. And we're like, oh. And so we got there, like, we left at 4 and we tried to find the table and everything was super full.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things. If we wanted to stay, we would have had to, like, look around for tables for hours and for the people that reserved it to leave. And then, so I was talking to my friend and I was like, man, like, how do you do this? Because I don't want to go again to just get kicked out early or whatever. Like, it was fun, but I don't want to do it again. And he was like, oh man, like, no, at least the way I've done it, I could always get a table. And I was like, are you reserving? And he was like, no, I've gotten a table every time I've gone, like, whatever. And I was like, yeah, but dude, like, I was trying to explain how complicated it actually is. And he was like, no, dude, my cousin's a waiter. And I was like, lead with that.
Yeah, that was the main part of the conversation.
If you had started with, hey, come to Oktoberfest, my cousin's a waiter, I would be like, yes, no further questions.
Yeah.
If you don't know, waiters, if they work a week of Oktoberfest, they can sometimes make 2 salaries. I was told, like, I was talking to some friends, some Bavarian friends, and they were telling me that some people take their vacations to work in Oktoberfest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they take work vacations to work in Oktoberfest because they're like, it's grueling, it's super intense, and they have to basically, like, compete. They're doing, like, auditions for who gets the job.
Oh, really?
But they're getting, man,
tips for sure.
Because the beer is like sometimes 12, sometimes 15.
It doesn't matter because you're always paying 15 because you don't want the coins back.
Yeah, even if you wanted the coins back, like, there is no order and everyone's ordering beers all the time. So you want your waitress to like you and to keep coming back fast. Because if you tip well, they're gonna keep coming back.
Yeah.
And you have to think, this is not a tip at the end. This is a tip every time you order. So if you order 4 beers, you have to tip 4 times. And there are like, apparently the more like old school Bavarian men are like tipping, like they'll order a 12 euro beer, 8 euro tip, pay 20. Second beer, pay 20. And so apparently these waitresses are making just from the tips, like in a week, like 1 or 1.5 monthly salaries just in a week. So it's like, poof.
God damn.
Yeah.
You know what we making that week? Not bad.
Hey.
Yet.
Yeah. Share the podcast, baby. Share the podcast.
Please, guys.
Let me see if I got anything. You got anything else?
The way to go if you really want to have the full experience is you get a box. That's what it's called. You know these tables?
Yeah,
like
but they're teuer.
500 euros, but you get, I think, half or so of it back in food stamps.
Yeah, but honestly, what I found out, not anymore, because companies. Like apparently all the Bavarian companies want to take their clients to Oktoberfest. So
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
apparently like 90% of the tables get booked now, and like even people that live there are like in the lottery for it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think you could get it, but it's the kind of thing that if you want to get a table, you gotta plan it out a year in advance.
Yeah, months in advance. Yeah, they're probably already gone.
Yeah, no, right now they're definitely gone. But what I'm saying is they're gone like at least 7 months in advance.
Yeah.
So it's the thing, you have to have your squad, and you have to, and like, I'm not that kind of guy. Like I'm
Also, I don't care enough about it.
exactly.
Like for me, it's a thing of like, worst case, we're waiting for the tent and the table to clear. It doesn't work out. We just go to the gas station, have some beers.
Gas station beers, puke on the Ferris
Nothing.
wheel.
No, nothing too serious, man.
Go to the club.
Go to the club.
Hey, club.
Okay.
You wanna do Oktoberfest comedy
No.
in München?
No.
No?
You mean go that weekend?
Yeah, probably impossible to sell tickets, no?
Yeah. Also, the kind of crowd you would probably get is very tough. Yeah, people come for the festival.
Heckle show.
I don't think anyone, like, at 9 p.m. you want to do a show
Yeah,
after
dead.
people have been drinking for
Dead.
6
Unless we do it on Friday, because it's the people that don't. And that's the thing that I found out, because it runs for like a month straight. A lot of the people that live in Munich are like over it at some point.
Yeah.
Like they're like, hey, I went like 8 times already. Like, maybe let's go Saturday, but they don't go every time. And so I think maybe a Friday 7 p.m. show.
Yeah. No, I'm already booked that weekend.
Okay. Well, almost
Maybe.
good people, almost touring.
Maybe you set up one. I would like to go on the road though.
Yeah, let's. Well, now that the pod is cooking, the clips are dropping.
We might soon. Maybe by the time this comes out, we've got like a request to show thing somewhere.
Oh man,
Maybe.
man. After when this comes out, we got 100,000. No, they're finally coming out. We're gonna catch up in like a month.
Yeah, we're gonna be fast.
Now you're seeing this. If you're seeing this with like a month of delay max, which is wild. Because all the episodes that you binged before this were like 3 month delay.
3 months delays.
Yeah.
It's funny because like in one of the episodes, I said that we recently dropped, like, hey, I just came back and I had a bad date. And it's funny because by the time the episode comes out, it looks like if I would have gone on a date the night before the episode drops, it looks like that's the date I'm talking about.
And you had another bad date?
No. Just like if you go on a date and then the bad date story drops and she's like, why are you shitting on me on the podcast? I'm like, no. That was 3 months ago.
Oh, okay.
Different date.
Okay.
Like
Now I know what you mean. Yeah,
like
yeah.
that the podcast implies something.
Yeah. No, and I think that's funny because I have gotten like friends that ask me like, hey, I watched the podcast. Like, why is this? Why are you talking about that? And I'm like, no. I was talking about that a while ago.
Yeah.
A while.
I think we had the heartbreak episode and people were like, are you guys okay? And we're like, no. Remember?
Yeah,
like
we've
6 months ago?
Totally past that.
Yeah.
Imagine also like the more like episodes, like I had a bad date. You're like in a serious relationship with someone
She's
now.
like, what the hell are you talking about?
Did you have a bad? Was it with me or are you still? Are we seeing other people? Like what the fuck?
Oh, you know.
Almost seeing other people.
Almost hoping that the podcast doesn't impair our current life.
Oh, dude, it is a thing of like people are getting TMI. My boss told me, like I was listening to one of the episodes and I just had to stop. And he didn't elaborate why. And I was like, I understand. Like, I don't want to ask why, but I definitely understand. My boss, shout out Sam, he's basically Ludwig if you weren't into comedy and if you were into like AI. So very organized, very disciplined, very into tech and like business. So I was like, the fact that he told me I'm gonna listen to it, I was like, this is so not gonna be your thing.
Yeah.
But then he was like, I had to stop it. I was like, I'm grateful that you stopped it.
I anticipated this, but I still am grateful that you tried.
Yeah, I'm also grateful that he stopped because I'm like, honestly, I also think it's good because if we ever date a girl and she really wants to do her background check, she listens to a few episodes.
Yeah.
It's gonna filter us out really quick if it's not a good match, you know?
I don't think we did so much TMI.
No, not the TMI side, but more of the vibe side.
Oh yeah.
I think that's always, and I think I've talked about this a couple of times. The one nice thing about going out with someone that you meet after a show is that they already saw your set. There's no more pretensions about it. There's not like sometimes it's horrible when you're already going out with someone and they're like, "Can I come to watch a show?" And you're like, "This is a side of me that I don't know if you're gonna like, but it would be a deal breaker if you don't like it."
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think same with the podcast. If somebody like listens to a podcast and sees the vibe and they're like, okay, I don't like this shit. It's like,
Well, yeah.
well, you're almost dating me, but not really.
Oh my God. Guys, I think that's it, no?
Almost single people.
Almost single people. What
Actually, completely single people.
you know, actually, yeah. Like 100%.
Very single people.
At the moment of the recording, which is
Famous
the
last
3rd of September, 2024. Let me add the year.
Yeah, famous last words, dude.
Sorry?
This is gonna come out and we're gonna be in that relationship and she's gonna be like, why would you say that, Ludwig? Ah! And then dump you.
Yeah, but then it was like on the next episode. Remember the September the 3rd? Well, that bit me in the ass.
Okay.
Anyways, guys, thank you.
We did
Roll
it.
the outro. Bye-bye.
Banana.